about the lack of effective project management and inadequate financial controls. From the lack of written documentation accompanying this meeting, it is clear that you've missed your own self-imposed deadline to deliver results of your facilitated reflection today. What's the betting it's not published until after the election? Answers to FOI requests reveal that you haven't created the terms of reference for this work and have not set a budget. So you haven't even learned the most basic of lessons. As Einstein said, insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results. It's 4 months since the audit report was delivered. There's been a lot of talk about process and none about content. No effective action has been published and no one from Cabinet has taken responsibility. You've denied the findings of the audit report. You've even censored questions where truthful answers would have caused you embarrassment. It's clear that the council really has no idea how to run projects. The first part of addressing a problem is to admit it exists. You need to urgently pass through the denial phase, accept these fundamental failings, and get on with fixing the deep underlying issues or make way for others who can.
Thank you very much, Mr. Turner. I should point out that the reason I said Hartley Whitney's favoured sons was because I was a resident in Hartley Whitney, so I felt able to make that comment. On the more serious comments raised by Mr. Turner, the first thing it says I will say is I will set aside some of the pejorative language he used and ignore that. And it's also not the role of Cabinet to dictate the activities of the staffing committee, so I won't be making any comments on that. We do have agenda item 10 today, where we'll be able to address some of the points which Mr. Turner has rightly raised. Okay. Right, we then move up, sorry, Councillor Farmer.
Yes, just a procedural question. We obviously don't have a copy of the statement that's been read. Can one be made available to us, first of all? And secondly, just as a procedural question, are statements made by members of the public pertaining to agenda items put into the minutes?
I don't think statements are, because every statement of every councillor is not minuted either. They're not verbatim minutes. But certainly there should be an allusion on this agenda item in the minutes that Mr. Turner spoke and what the subject matter was that he spoke to. That would be in keeping with our normal procedure. Mr. Turner? Okay, in full? Yeah. Okay, well, I stand corrected, that's the case. Mr. No, you're not. I'm about to say, Mr. Monitoring Officer, former Chief Executive, do you have anything you can enlighten us with?
Although you're correct, there's no constitutional requirement to post statements on the minutes. We have in the past, as Mr. Trevor has said, we have published them for a matter of record at the back. Okay. So in this instance, I was anticipating that we would add these to the minutes when they're published. But I have to stress that is a discretionary point of view. It's not in the Constitution, but I think it's, for our purposes, probably acceptable to follow it.
Okay. Well, in the interest of transparency and openness, no matter how much it might be criticised, my attitude to it from the questioner, I'm happy for that to be the case. Right.